Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. It is here. It is now. It is week 17 in the National Football League. It is win or go home for a lot of teams, and a lot of teams have already gone home. Fantasy football might be over for most, but some of us do have a week 17 championship, and daily fantasy sports is in its prime. It is going to be a crazy, fun-packed, wild time, week 17 National Football League. Welcome to Awthentik and The Beard. This is the Parlay. Let me bring in the fellas, Mr. Awthentik and Mr. Scotty Booms. What's going on, Scotty Booms? How you feeling after hosting last night's amazing game show? You did an incredible job, I must say so myself.
Thank you. I didn't say a pre-show to you, but you also did a great job. You and Awthentik, man. You guys held it down with the camera checks. 9 people in a StreamYard. There's got to be some kind of record for as long as you were on there last night. Very beautiful job. Thanks for everybody that came out last night, and also everybody in the chat section that joined in. That was a lot of fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, man. Last night was a blast, man. We definitely got to do that again. I checked in the Bad Dog and Entertainer stream after that, man. Bad Dog was saying he would have definitely cleaned that joint up.
That. He
said I would have smoked the competition like 420. So we definitely got to get Bad Dog on here for the next one, man. He kind of slipped up and forgot about it, but I'm looking forward to the next game show, Scotty. You bodied that, bro. You did your thing, man. I think you got a job in hosting, man. Like your game show voice is on fire.
Cool. If I ever get fired from my regular full-time job, I know I can fall back into trivia shows.
Facts, man. Facts.
You could do your own trivia app, like what was the name of that thing that I used to play?
Or something like that?
HQ?
Yeah.
Dude,
That guy
thing,
was really good looking though. Like he's got a little bit of points on me, but you know.
it was
maybe
like
someday.
up there. It was like up there, crushing pop culture, and then it was just like blue.
Yeah, I wonder why that took a hit like that.
Well, read into it. If you guys are interested in reading about how companies fall apart, fledgling companies, read about HQ Trivia. One of their co-owners had like an overdose and died. It was big problems.
Oh, wow.
Really?
That's crazy. I definitely got to look into that.
I love a good juicy story, man. That's like behind the music, HQ Trivia.
Mo money, mo problems. That was the big issue over there.
Really? Wow.
Man, so I'm going to go ahead and say what's up to the people in the chat. J-Mo was first in the building today.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. That was like one of the first things I saw when I woke up, man. Hope you're on your best behavior, man.
And
Drake vibes.
Mr.
Dog.
Sugar Tots said, watch out for the voodoo gothic chicks. They're out there this time of year.
That's what's up.
I always got my eye on those. I don't know if you guys have ever been I know Awthentik has. You've been in New Orleans before, right, Scotty Booms?
Yes,
I've never been out there.
Yeah, that's what I said. I know you've never been out there yet, but I know Scotty Booms has. Did you go to the voodoo store on Bourbon Street?
Well, I went with my girl Stephanie, and she's big into like the haunted stuff. So we went down to like the mausoleums. I don't think we hit that voodoo shop though.
Oh man, there's like this crazy voodoo store. I don't know if voodoo is a politically correct word for it, but it's like that, and it's at the end of Bourbon Street, and it was intense. Like pins and dolls and all
really
that stuff.
Old? Like, is a really, really old looking shop built like yes, I did go there. We walked all the way down Bourbon Street. My memories are more clear from the beginning of the walk than the end of the walk, but that's only because I was invited.
That'll happen to you after a couple of hand grenades for sure.
That will happen.
Kristaps Porzingis is in the building. The GOAT's right here, man. We appreciate that love and support.
Hey, what's up,
for
fam?
sure. Papa Homewood is in the building. Thought I'd get on early. Lots of crucial games today for sure.
What's up,
Lax
Pops?
044, the winner of last night's jersey giveaway. Congratulations once again, my man.
Salute, man.
That was a tough question. I didn't know the answer to that question in the beginning. So
See, Lax been watching a lot of the shows, so I think he had a couple little hints. He probably just had to get 1 or 2 names max. Yeah, that's how you do that, bro.
I'd love to know for sure because he was on it quick, and seemed like it was too fast for him to be able to Google all the answers. He definitely had at least 1 or 2 of them off the top of his head. That was an impressive answer, though.
Yeah, let us know, Lax. Let us know in the chat, man. I definitely want to know how you came about with that answer because it was fast. It was under a minute for sure.
yeah, when I said we got an answer, Awthentik was like, "Wait, are you sure?"
Yeah, I was like, you're gonna have to
Bring that up
highlight
on the
that
screen.
one time before we actually start giving away that jersey.
I know the
because-
beard and his mishaps, so I have to double check that guy.
Definitely.
Shout out to David. Thanks for stopping by. He's showing Lax some love for winning that jersey.
Hey,
Joel,
hey,
what up,
Beard
my
gang.
man? Thank you for coming through for
What's up, fam? Appreciate
sure.
you, man. Faithful. I appreciate you, fam.
Waterfly, 11 a.m. already. I'm gonna need a nap before the game. Well, you was like nine beers in before we even started the stream last night. So,
Yeah,
man,
you was turning up, bro. You was
turning up
Big,
for sure.
Big game today, man. Big game today.
Marjorie, thank you for stopping by. I'm so glad you're here because we're definitely gonna need you today because there is a whole lot of might be playing, will be playing, couldn't be playing the second halves, restings, non-restings, COVID situations. We're gonna need your best Adam Schefter work in the chat today, so we
Definitely.
appreciate that.
Always.
Roman is in the building. What's going on, Roman? How you doing?
Hey, what up, Roman? What up? Big young
Oh,
bull
we
one
got
time.
a first-timer here.
Oh, that's what's up.
Shout out to Brenda.
Hey, welcome to Brenda.
First time joining Go Giants. Thank you for stopping through.
Oh,
We
Giants Nation is in the
appreciate that.
building one time. Let's get that W today, Brenda.
Oh, man, the chat is rocking today. Jay Jean, what's going on? Thank you for
Hey.
stopping by.
Sock passe.
Bluegrass Pickers in the building. Shout out to Anthony, the Bluegrass Picker.
Shout out to Anthony, man. He literally is like sharing all our stuff, liking all our stuff on Facebook. I'm telling y'all, that Facebook platform, that thing is dying just a little bit. I don't know if it's with the youth or what's going on, but like Facebook is just, man, it's straight crickets over there, man. But shout out to my man Anthony one time, always plugging us over there.
Caitlin Dragon 56 is in the building.
Yes, sir. Chopped it up with you last night on Entertainers Channel too, man. That was dope, bro.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate the love and the support. Nick DeWick says, let's go, Giants.
Giants Nation is in the building one time. Hey, I talked to Nick DeWick last night in Entertainers Chat too, man. And he was just talking about how let down he'll be if the Giants can't make the playoffs. And I told him like this, man. I said, either way, you just got to focus on the Giants getting this W. If we get this W, this is going to be an unforgettable day. You will not forget this day if the Giants get a W, win or loss from Washington. I think it's just going to be a fantastic way to end this season out, man. And one of these teams is going to get in, man. One of them.
Whew. It's going to be a wild ride all the way to the end of the night, which is going to be crazy. So
That's what she said.
yeah, big shout out. Big shout out to Surnox Connection. Says, great game show yesterday. We appreciate the love and the support for
Definitely
sure.
do. Shout out Surnot, man. The game show was fire. We got to do that again
It really
soon.
was. Gravetti's in the building. What's up, fellas? Sorry I couldn't make it last week. I had a family Zoom meeting with my family. Glad to be back watching this week. Also, I watched the replay of the stream last night. It had me dying.
That's
Hey,
what's
no
up,
apologies, man. Family always comes first, especially in 2020. But glad you can make it
Definitely.
in today, though.
For sure.
Them Zoom meetings can be crazy when you're dealing with family because you're dealing with a lot of people that don't got the tech savvy. You know what I'm saying? Like people having mad echo, mics all jacked up, man. I dread Zoom meetings. I heard on Joe Budden podcast they were talking about the Zoom meetings, man, and how they're ready to be done with that in 2020. But we might have to be doing that a lot in 2021. We'll see.
Yeah.
We will see.
Big shout out to the jersey winner, Lax044 with a $9.99 super chat. Says, I remembered you guys talking about Corey Davis the other day. Melania corrected me
Good job.
a week
Good
ago
job.
that Cooper was 4th overall. I do remember that. And I remember when the Bills traded for Watkins on draft night. See?
There you go.
Putting all the pieces to the puzzle together. My
That's
man.
how you got to do it.
It always pays to watch Awthentik and The Beard, you know what I mean?
It
'Cause
does.
we leave you little hints, little breadcrumbs here and there.
And look,
Hey, Lax, you better watch out with the super chats, man. You about to buy back that jersey we giving you, boy, man. I mean, come on, bro.
and look who got some time away from the newborn. It's Mark Kolkowski's in the building. Shout out to Mark once again. Congratulations on your beautiful baby girl, man. It's
Salute,
good to
brother.
see you in the chat today. Hopefully Washington can get that dub for you. That'd be amazing.
I'd like to see you change that name, Mark. I need Sketchy somewhere in the YouTube name. This whole government stuff, I don't know about that, man. The
can't be sketchy,
Facebook got us
though.
doing that crazy stuff.
If he's got an infant on his shoulder, sketchy Mark, people might ask
Oh,
questions.
he's sketchy. Watch. As soon as we get back open to this open world, I know I'm going to see Mark at a tailgate. I know that.
Big shout
yeah.
out to Kevin, the PRF. Sup, Washington football team fans.
Let's
Big up
go.
to the Tanking Eagles.
Yeah.
Stand up.
It's crazy.
in
I
the
can't believe they're
building
doing that.
One time.
And then the man, Lucas, says, happy Sunday, everyone.
Hey, Jerry Maguire in the building one time.
What up, Lucas?
So we will do one quick question before we get to the games. Andrew says, do I start Stephon Diggs in my fantasy championship, or do you think he may not play? I think he'll play. The question is, will he play the whole game, and will he get you enough points in the first half? It really depends on what your other options are. I mean, he did a fantastic job for me, and I know that I am playing in a 2-week championship, so I am playing this week, and my opponent has Stephon Diggs, and he's starting him, so This is the dilemma of playing fantasy football season long in week 17.
I would feel confident. Sorry, Awthentik. I would feel confident playing Steph Diggs. Buffalo, they're probably not going to have Josh Allen in the whole game. It might be Matt Barkley at some point. But Steph Diggs is having a monumentally huge season. He's going to want to keep his stats going. If he's healthy and feeling good, Steph Diggs is going to play the whole game today. I would start him with confidence.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel just a little bit indifferent just because I think that there's a chance, you bench these guys in the second half, depending on what the score is. I think the score is going to depend on if you see Stephon Diggs get some more snaps in the second half. And he's coming off a big game too, man. I think that might be another reason to make sure he's ready for the playoffs.
It's going to be interesting. Big shout out to Waterfly. Remember to hit the thumbs up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, all the platforms. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up so this stream gets out to the YouTube universe. We are going to get rolling. It's time to look at each and every game on today's slate. Are you ready?
Let's get it.
First game up is going to be the Atlanta Falcons, who are 4-11, at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 10-5. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a 7-point favorite. The over-under is 50. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mr. Awthentik, tell me what you got.
All right, so y'all know fantasy's coming to an end here, man. And if you are in a championship this week, you can't mess around. You can't play no bums. You got to straight up play bona fide players. I think Calvin Ridley is going to be another must-play in this game. Julio Jones is going to be out the lineup again. He's got 100 yards in 4 consecutive games. I just think he needs to get in the end zone a little bit more. Hopefully that happens today in what should be a shootout in this game. But I do think Tampa Bay is going to take this game. So I think as far as the over-under 50, we're at 50, right, still?
Yep.
I think we're going to get there. And I'm going to take Tampa Bay to go ahead and just cover this outright. Atlanta's rushing defense has been pretty good. We got Ronald Jones expected to be back in the lineup in this game. But I think the question is he going to get the touches he normally gets when he's been a healthy back this year? I like Ronald Jones. I think he's a fire running back. And I think a lot of the reason for that offense not clicking at all times is because he's not in the lineup. He's a guy you might want to think about. But, yeah, man, give me the Bucks, and I'll take the 7. And, 50, we going to get there.
Falcons, we know they've had an ugly record coming into this game, but they're one of the best 4-11 teams in NFL history, I was telling the Beard. They've lost a ton of close ones. They're 2-8 in their one-score games. Awthentik mentioned their run defense. They got big boy Grady Jarrett in the middle. If he can get any kind of disruption on that Buccaneers offensive line, I'm not saying it could be a long day for Brady and the Buccaneers, but he could slow down what has been a really exhilarating offense recently. The Buccaneers are zooming right now. 7 points seems too much to me. The Falcons, I think the Beard told me before the show, they're the only team to hold the Chiefs under 20 points all season. That bodes well for me if you're asking me. 7's a little bit too much. I'm going to take Atlanta plus 7. It's going to be over 50 with 2 high-powered offenses. That's how I feel about it.
Ooh, that is an interesting take. The 7 is kind of, I feel you, though. I kind of was leaning a little bit towards taking Atlanta plus 7. But I think this is an important game for Tampa Bay. I think they were one of the teams that had, no off season with the COVID and everything like that was really hard on them. They had some real bad bumps in the road this season, and I think that Tom Brady, being the playoff veteran that he is, this is an important game for him. He wants to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Mike Evans trying to get that record. I think he'll get that today.
Yeah, Randy Moss's 6 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. I think he'll get to that, too, and get that 7. So he's already tied. This will be breaking that record.
Yeah, so I think that he had 118 yards against Atlanta earlier in the season.
Earlier in the season, yeah. Yeah. And he's coming off that 177 last week.
So, he's, clicking at the right time. So I think that, players to watch in this game, too, on Atlanta's side, Russell Gage, Calvin Ridley, both of those players could be big plays today as far as DraftKings goes because, no Julio Jones. So Matt Ryan's going to need somebody to throw the ball to. But I think I'm going to take Tampa Bay minus 7, and I'm going to take the over on 50. These teams are definitely been scoring a lot of points, so I like that over on the 50. Next game on the slate. Baltimore Ravens are playing for their playoff lives. They are 10-5 and 13-point favorites at the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 4-10-1. The over-under is 44. Kickoff is Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Scotty Booms, tell me what you got.
Cincinnati's been playing a lot better recently. They had a tough run of it this year with the injuries and whatnot. Brandon Allen, the dude's a competent quarterback. He's not a bum. He's looked okay against mediocre defenses. We all know the Ravens are not a mediocre defense. With the Ravens, they've been the theme with them for a couple years now, but especially this year, they destroy the bad teams. They don't let the bad teams hang around. So even though that spread at 13 looks like a lot, I'm going to have to go with the Ravens at minus 13. I'm going to have to lay those points down. Ravens are going to be too much. 44 doesn't seem like a lot of points. Two more defensive-minded teams, though. I could see it being like a 45, 46-point game. So I'm going to go slightly over, but I'm not confident in that pick. But I'm going to go Ravens to cover.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to take the over in this game. The Ravens have been putting up like 30, man, in damn near every game in the back half of the season here. And I'll tell you what's crazy about this, man. You know I got to relate something back to my Giants in just about every one of these games. The Ravens playing for their playoff lives at 10-5, and the Giants are playing for their playoff lives at 5-10. Could you imagine being a Ravens fan right now, seeing your 10-5 team needing a win against the Bengals in the final week of the season to actually just get in the playoffs? I mean, it shows you how the AFC has really been popping this year. I'm going to stick with the running game here. I mean, and being that we just saw the Ravens just, what was that, a couple weeks ago or last week there. Lamar Jackson, I think he's a must start in this game. He's rushed for 333 yards and 4 touchdowns since week 12. He's been a quarterback 1 ranking as far as fantasy goes since week 12. And I like J.K. Dobbins against this matchup here against the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are allowing 5.8 yards per carry. It's 31st in the NFL, right behind the Dallas Cowboys. Those are the 2 players I'd look for. I think the Ravens, 13 now, that's a lot, but I do think the Ravens are going to cover that 13. I don't think the Bengals are even in the same class as the Ravens, and the Ravens will show that. I think they did the same thing last week against the Giants, too. They wanted to put a foot on the Giants and let you know that different caliber teams here. You know, Giants trying to squeak in at 5-10. Ravens are just trying to get in at 10-5. Makes no sense. But, yeah, give me the Ravens. I think they'll cover, and the 44, we'll get there.
There's theoretically an 11-win team that could miss the playoffs in the AFC, which is terrifying. The Colts could win today and still miss the playoffs. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
It is going to be wild. And I'm right on the same page when it comes to J.K. Dobbins. As you can see up on the screen right now, Marjorie talking about Gus Edwards. He was listed as questionable with that back injury, but it looks like he will be playing today. But I think J.K. Dobbins will probably get a majority of the carries against that run defense. It just makes sense to me. I love Lamar Jackson. I'm definitely going to put together a DraftKings lineup today with Lamar Jackson. Mark Andrews is his #1 target, but Brown has been coming around a little bit lately, so he's an interesting play. He's always boom or bust, though. That's the only problem with Marquise Brown. Like, he'll have a really good game, and then he'll kind of just, like, be nowhere.
Yeah,
like
facts.
Can you even name the other wide receivers, though, on the Baltimore Ravens team?
Yeah, it's homie that was with the Saints. They got the curly blonde hair.
Willie Snead.
Snead, and then I don't know the other one.
It's tough for Lamar Jackson. But that being said, the Baltimore Ravens are playing their best football this season right now, and it's perfect timing. So I expect them to win. Normally, I would never take a team minus 13. But I think with the playoff implications on the line here, I am expecting Baltimore to definitely put the pedal to the metal here. So I will take Baltimore minus 13, and I'm also going to take the over on the 44.
You know, with Lamar Jackson, I don't think it's that bad. You know, I know they don't got a lot of weapons at wide receiver, but they do have one of the best tight ends in the league.
Yep.
Mark Andrews has been balling out, man. Since week 10, he's got 38 targets. He's ranked the tight end #3. And I think if you're going to start another receiver or tight end on the other side of the ball, it's T. Higgins, who got 6 of 9 targets last week, 99 yards and a touchdown. He's been balling. And I just got a chance to actually see his college tape, some of his highlights, because I didn't really, do too much scouting on him. And, man, that kid, he's been a baller. He's been a baller.
Brenda, I see you in here asking about Ryan Finley starting. From what I'm looking at right now, it looks like Brandon Allen is getting the start for Cincinnati. I know he's been injured for a couple weeks, but what I'm seeing right now is Brandon Allen will be starting today.
I'm seeing Brandon Allen, too.
It's going to be interesting where Cincinnati goes with their draft pick this upcoming draft. They're going to have to – they need some offensive line help for sure.
Yeah, what's the kid named Sewell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go for him because, you saw your quarterback's knee hanging out his leg pretty much, so you're going to have to protect that kid if you want to, keep the franchise quarterback upright.
So I wonder if he's going to be ready for the start of the year.
Hopefully.
I don't know. That knee, that angle, I'm telling you, I'm not a big geometry guy, but that angle is not looking good on the knee. The Redskins got to him. Washington got to him, excuse me.
All right. Next up on the slate is going to be the Miami Dolphins. They are 10-5 at the Buffalo Bills, who are 12-3. The Bills are a 3-point favorite. The over-under is 43. This game kicks off Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Miami must win this game. Buffalo, if they win, they will secure the number 2 seed, I believe. But if they lose and Pittsburgh wins, then they fall to the number 3 seed. So it's an interesting matchup here. We're trying to figure out who's going to, play and who's not going to play. But Awthentik, tell me what you got for this game.
Not a lot. We talked about the Stephon Diggs situation there. I gave you my opinion on that. I think the second half might be difficult. It all depends on the score here. I mean, the spread is pretty close. I like Myles Gaskin, who, he was in the receiving game this past week, tearing it up, man. 5 receptions for 169 yards. I mean, that just sounds crazy. 2 touchdowns against the Raiders. I don't know if he'll be able to, continue that same kind of productivity, but he might be a guy you might want to look at sneaky starting in your lineup here in your championship. Other than that, man, I think Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs probably, 2 guys you're going to want to start here. Kind of got a bank on them. They are, like the Beard said, they are trying to get that number 2 spot, which has a little bit of less value this year, but still has some value. I don't know if you might want to even tank and lose that game to maybe get a better first-round matchup if you're the Buffalo Bills. But I think the Stephon Diggs trade for the Buffalo Bills was just fantastic. Took them from I'd say like a B- team to at least an A- team. And a lot of people know the Buffalo Bills are on the radar this year as being a Super Bowl contender. The spread here, is it still 1?
It's 3. Buffalo is favored by 3.
That 3, man. I hate when they change games like that. I'm going to take the over in this game, and I think Buffalo will cover, man. I don't think this game is going to be as close as people think. Miami's been pretty good all year long, but I think their offense is going to suffer to be able to put up the kind of points Buffalo puts up. Hopefully they put this one away in the first half. Not for fantasy owners of Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, but yeah, give me the Bills to cover.
All the way. I think Buffalo's going to play smart in this game. Pittsburgh's already announced that they're resting just about every important player on their team, even though they do have something to play for. Buffalo's going to look at Pittsburgh, say, all right, they're resting their guys. Maybe we can play our guys 1 half or rest them as well. And then a big injury last week. Cole Beasley, he played in the 4th quarter of a game they did not need him to be in. He got hurt. If they're going to be smart over there, McDermott's going to want to keep this team healthy for the playoffs. I do see Buffalo somewhat taking their foot off the gas pedal. And Brian Flores, that's my coach of the year in the NFL. The dude has turned this franchise, complete organization around 180 degrees. If they need a win today, I see Miami getting a win. If you're going to give me +3, I'm absolutely going to take Miami at that +3. 43 points. We see Miami when they win. It's usually ugly, low-scoring games because they have a great defense. I'm going to go under the 43, but I'm going to take another underdog here. Give me Miami +3.
Man. You just messed me all up, Scotty Booms, because
Sorry,
I like Miami. I like what they've done this year. I think their defense has been the biggest story of their season. I mean, Xavier Howard is quite possibly easily it's not easily, but I think he's probably right up there for defensive player of the year. I mean,
9 interceptions, right?
Yeah, and his interceptions, they're not like, I don't know how to describe this, but they're like catches, he's like Odell Beckhaming his interceptions.
Yeah, the ones against Kansas City were ridiculous.
It's crazy. So and he does it against good competition, and that's what's really important. So it's tough here, but Buffalo is really good. Their defense is not as good as I thought it was going to be coming into this year. I will say that.
It was terrible early in the season, but it's somewhat rounding into form the last couple weeks. It has been just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to win this game. I don't. That being said, I will take the Dolphins +3. Maybe they keep it close. I'm going to go over the 43. As far as fantasy plays go, it's kind of difficult to pick them in here. I do think that, the running backs for Miami are definitely good plays. And Mike Gesicki, I've been a Mike Gesicki guy for a lot of this season. I'm wavering right now. Do I play him or Irv Smith at the tight end position? It's going to be a tough one. Tua has been throwing to Mike Gesicki a lot lately. So it's going to be interesting.
I'd go Irv Smith on that, bro. They got a nice matchup today.
I have Irv Smith in the lineup right now.
That Lions defense is...
He's locked in. But I did think about Gesicki because Gesicki got me there, but Irv Smith, took me to the next level the last couple of weeks.
Rule, though, man. You dance with the girl that took you, right? Isn't that what they say?
Yeah,
Something
but
like that?
Something along those lines. I don't. You know me with when it comes to like sayings. I'm not. I butcher them periodically,
The
if
Yogi
not all the
Berra
time.
over
Yeah,
here.
that's facts, Jesse.
Next up on the slate is going to be the Minnesota Vikings. They are 6-9. Speaking of Irv Smith, they are 4-point favorites at the Detroit Lions, who are 5-10. The over/under is 54 points. That's high. Kickoff is at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mr. Awthentik, tell me what you got.
We know we got no Cook in this game. That's definitely a problem for the running game. But we were just looking up them Justin Jefferson stats, man, right now he's on pace. He just needs 47 yards to break Randy Moss's team record for rookie yardage over there in Minnesota. Surprised me. He's only got I want to say he was within 10 targets under Randy Moss. Randy Moss had more targets, and Justin Jefferson has more catches. I mean, he's had a splash season, but it didn't remind me quite of the Randy Moss season, I guess, just because Randy Moss was just more explosive in a time when passing wasn't quite as dominant. But I definitely like Justin Jefferson in the lineup here. I talked about Irv Smith, man. He's been balling out. Kirk Cousins has a great matchup against this Lions defense this week, man. The Lions defense is allowing the second most fantasy points to quarterbacks right now. I definitely plug Kirk Cousins in your lineup. The one sketchy part is, how Kirk Cousins does when the pressure's cooking. He usually doesn't have good games. And he doesn't have his best running back. That might be something that's a little bit alarming there. But give me the Vikings in this game. I think they'll cover. Is it still at 54 as far as the over-under?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're going to get there, even without Matthew Stafford. Well, Matthew Stafford is supposed to be in the lineup now after hurting his hand last week, whatever it was. I'm hearing he's supposed to play through this. He's got a couple injuries I'm seeing here.
He's
Ribs,
a trooper,
ankle.
man. He's a trooper.
Yeah, he's got to stay out of harm's way, man. Maybe we see him in a different uniform next year too. But yeah, give me the Minnesota Vikings in this game. Kind of blown they're not making the playoffs. Lost a little bet there to the Beard, so the Beard's going to get a free meal on Awthentik here at some point. Got a couple meals on me, actually, at some point here, man.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, give me the Vikings in this one, man.
So Dalvin Cook, I think he lost his father this week. I think that's why he's out. So, shout out to Dalvin Cook, man. Hope you're doing better. Matt Stafford, questionable, expected to play from what we just heard in the chat. Thanks to Marjorie, as always. The biggest part of this game for me is that the Detroit defense has completely collapsed. Anybody can score 30 points. I think Washington with Taylor Heineke could put up 45 points on this Detroit defense. So even though Minnesota's missing their best offensive player, I'm still going to go Minnesota -4. I'm going to go under that 54 points. That's a lot of points to me for two teams that really don't have a lot going on for them this week. That's how I feel about it. Lions defense is just too terrible to put any faith in.
Don't forget that Vikings defense is awful too, man. That's the reason why the Vikings aren't making the playoffs. That defense, they got to fix that on that side of the ball.
And that's probably why it's 54 for the over-under because, like you said, nobody can stop anybody in this game.
Yeah, that's real.
This might be a complete shootout here, just for fun, So, as far as the backup goes to Dalvin Cook, and Andrew asked in the chat, how do you feel about starting Alexander Madison? I am a big Alexander Madison fan. If you look back at all the times previously when Dalvin Cook has been out, Madison has performed fairly well under that. And then don't forget about Matt Boone, too. Matt Boone will steal some carries away from Madison, and he's a threat to score. So I like where they are backup running back-wise, and I'm right there with Awthentik. I definitely have a DraftKings lineups today with Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. It's just, who am I going to bring it back with on the Detroit side? Hawkinson. I like DeAndre Swift,
Hawkinson.
Yeah, Marvin Jones Jr. It'll be interesting to see what happens. And this is a great point, though, too. But Brenda brings up, if Stafford leaves the game, I think Detroit won't score a lot. They could not do anything with those other two quarterbacks that got in the game last week. I can't remember which two they were. I know one of them is David Blow or Blau. It's like a London English, name.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's tough for them. I'm going to take Detroit +4. And I'm going to take the over.
Another underdog for the Beard. All right.
I like
it,
that 4 points, if they lose, they might lose by 3. I think it's going to be, it's going to be a wild game. It should be fun to watch, actually. I think Justin Jefferson might hit Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen together. Go over 100 yards today and a touchdown each.
It's gonna be tough.
Like
that's my bold. That's
I
my.
don't see that too much.
My bold prediction there.
That's CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper vibes right there from last week.
Did all three of them go over 100 last week?
I'm not sure. I think Gallup might not have.
I thought Gallup
did.
had them. No,
Yeah, I remember.
he just had the
for
2
121.
touchdowns.
right.
Yeah, exactly. He had the 2 touchdowns. The other ones had the 121 each.
Man, crazy. Next game on the slate, New York Jets, 2-13.
Gave me that pump fake right there. I said, whoa, New York what?
New York Football Giants.
Don't worry, I gave you guys the prime slot on the schedule today.
Yeah.
New York Jets 2-13 at the New England Patriots, who are 6-9. That does not even sound right. The Patriots are 3-point favorites. The over-under, I don't think I've seen an over-under this low all season. 39.5 points. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Scotty Booms, tell me what you got.
I mean, let's get serious. We can be honest about this. These are two of the worst teams in football. And nobody here can say that the Jets haven't looked better than the Patriots the last 3-4 weeks, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the Jets have been winning
facts.
football games. Patriots can't beat anybody right now. You going to give me 3 points? I'm absolutely going to take the New York Jets in this football game. It's probably been 14 weeks since I've selected them in any capacity, but I'm going to take the Jets. Patriots, they got the pride. They got a lot to play for. Cam Newton's on that one-year deal, so he's definitely going to try to play for another contract somewhere, so he might come out
Is
with
he
some head of steam.
playing? Or are they
Not
riding
playing.
Stidham today?
The
Riding
Jared
Stidham.
hey now. We're trying to
Hey
get
now.
monetized here, the beard. Come on now, buddy.
Cam Newton's getting a start from what I see.
Okay.
I'm still going to go with the Jets, man. Give me Jets +3 and give me over 39.5 because, I mean, that's like you said, that's ridiculous. If it's under
That is.
39.5, this is
That's
going to be
gonna
the
be
worst
a-
football game of the NFL season this year, by far. By far.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm gonna take the under. Both these teams have not put up a lot of points, man, and I want to take the Patriots in this game, but man, Cam Newton's play with the weapons that they have over there with the Patriots, it's god awful. They got nobody over there. Cam Newton he's got 3 games where he was under 100 yards. That makes no sense, yo. It makes no sense.
Crazy.
And the one player who I think I would start in my fantasy in this game is Jamison Crowder, ex-Washington football teamer, who's been balling out. 2 games, he's got 13 catches, 158 yards, and a touchdown. I like those numbers. He's getting back to, his kind of form after the injury, and he's been Sam Darnold's favorite target. I think that's the only guy in this game I might roll the dice on. I'm going to take the Jets to win this game, man. Patriots have let me down, man, and offensively it's just been dismal over there. So give me the Jets. 39, we not going to get there.
That's crazy, man.
That sounds crazy.
man.
Yeah, that
Beard,
sounds
man,
crazy.
we're all going Jets, brother. You got to roll with us, man. Make it
Well,
a clean sweep.
who's the one who told you guys about the Jets last
What
week?
did you tell us?
Nah,
What did you
I was
tell
about
us
to say you
the
better
Jets?
add that last week because I tried the Jets twice early on in the year. They let me down crazy. Check this out, though. The Jets have as many wins against over 500 teams as the Green Bay Packers. Let that sit in your mind. That is crazy.
So Green Bay's not beating anybody. Let me find
Green
out.
Bay's,
a fluke.
supposedly that schedule's a little fluke.
They
So-
only beat.
And I think that's why the AFC's been a little overdominant this year is because the NFC got 3 new coaches. So any teams matched up against the NFC East had pretty much a cupcake schedule. Browns had a cupcake schedule. Pittsburgh Steelers had a cupcake schedule. A few other teams in the mix there. You know what I mean? You get to play teams like the Jaguars and the Broncos. It's like, come on, man.
I told y'all not to fall asleep at the wheel with the Jets.
Facts.
Everybody was laughing at me. That was like an ongoing joke about the Beard and the
ongoing.
Jets.
It was
dude.
It was 1 week, and it wasn't
No,
even
but
1
I mean
week. It was
ongoing
about,
throughout the show.
It was about 2 hours.
Authentic.
And then by the time we got to the 1 o'clock games, the Jets were like, "Oh man, they definitely can't fall asleep at the wheel." Joke's done. Next week is wrap. Wrap City.
I'm gonna take the New York Jets +3 in this game.
Now I want to switch my pick.
And
man.
I'm gonna take
We
the
talking
over.
about falling asleep at the wheel with the New York Jets, man. They just had the #1 pick like 2 weeks ago, man.
Can the Jets end the season on a 3-game winning streak?
Wow, that would be crazy.
So
Will
I'll
it
take the
save
Jets
Adam
plus
Gase's
3.
job?
No, he's that guy. He's. I mean,
You gotta get some up.
why didn't they just fire him weeks ago before? I mean, as soon as Jacksonville lost that game, and the Jets won their first game, I would have fired him for winning the game. I'd have been like, "You're out of here,
terrible.
bud."
That's terrible. I wonder what they're gonna do with that pick, man. If they do get the number 2 pick, I wonder if they're gonna try to trade out or try to keep Darnold. I don't know if you want to take a gamble on any of these other quarterbacks. I mean, I know a lot of these guys balling out, but I mean, you look at last year's draft class. That quarterback class ain't looking good from 2019 right now. It ain't one standout guy for real. I'm not completely sold in Kyler Murray. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all.
Interesting. I mean, if Justin Fields, that boy, Dabo Sweeney had to eat a bunch of crow after that Ohio State Clemson game in the college
man.
football. That was unreal. Justin Fields, He
6
impressed me a little
touchdowns.
bit. He
balling
looked pretty good.
balling out for sure, man. But that college speed, the game is different. It's
Yes,
very
yes, it
different.
is.
Especially at Ohio State. I mean, ask
We
Washington
know
fans.
that.
We know about that.
Well,
Ridiculous.
man, it's tough coming into the league as a Ohio State quarterback. That's for sure. Speaking of
Destined to
rookies,
fail.
James Funk says Mahomes is sitting out. So can I trust Cousins or go with the Rook Hurts against that tough defense? Thanks, dudes.
I'd flip a coin on it, man.
Kirk Cousins for sure.
Kirk Cousins. I'm going Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, but no running back. No, that's going to change the way that they maneuver on that side of the ball for sure. I mean, he does a lot off play action and rolling out to get down the field. I think you can flip a coin on that because Hurts with the running advantage that he has over a guy like Cousins, you never know. You might get a rushing touchdown here. And Hurts has 2 games of over 400 total yards when he's been in the lineup. I mean, even though Eagles are resting 9 players, I don't know. I might go Hurts on that for real.
Man, Jets,
Nate talks
Patriots
Giants.
in the snow too. Oh, that's going to be a tough watch.
Ooh, that joint might be like 9-3.
6-2. It's going to be a
Nate in the
baseball score.
comments?
No.
He said Ohio State quarterbacks are like communism. It never works.
Oh my God.
It's been tried multiple times. Just doesn't play. Hey, I
Hey,
agree,
shout
I
out
agree.
Nate, man. Y'all make sure y'all go sub up Nate Talks Giants, man. He was on the trivia game night that we had last night, man. And he's a young bull. He's like 16, but man, he definitely was the rookie of the year on that
Cleaned it
panel.
up.
He was
Facts.
killing it. He was getting trivia questions that date back to like the 60s and stuff. I was like,
Dick,
oh, this boy knows
the
stuff.
night train lane.
You got to watch out how you start your sentences when you pause like that. That ain't gonna work out. He said, "Huh? The night train."
That was a great answer, man. Great job
Yeah, you
last
killed
night.
And
that,
he
man.
bro.
got the Christian Okoye too. He had both the ones.
Yeah,
like,
he
no
was
way can
stoked,
get
man.
these.
He was killing it.
Nigerian Nightmare. I was surprised about that one too. And he was like, "Oh,
Did
I got this one."
Yeah, swag.
My favorite.
Swag.
So this next game, the spread in this game is pretty crazy. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 12-3 at the Cleveland Browns, who are 10-5. The Cleveland Browns are a 9-point favorite. The over/under is 42. Kickoff is at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pittsburgh will be resting all their starters. Cleveland is fighting for a playoff spot. They do have their wide receivers back. It was a tough go at it last week. Mr. Awthentik, tell me what you got.
This could be interesting because if the Browns do end up making the playoffs, what if they somehow see the Steelers in one of these rounds here and this comes back to bite them in the butt when they should have just took care of the Browns here in the last week of the season? I think this is kind of a no-brainer. I mean, you got Baker Mayfield getting both his wide receivers back, or all 3 of the wide receivers back who were on the COVID list last week. Not a lot of players I like in this game. I'm not going to lie. There's just really nobody. Maybe Baker Mayfield. With all these people sitting, definitely not Mason Rudolph. I can tell you that. Last year, he didn't play that well, but they did go 8-8 without a healthy Ben Roethlisberger. Oh, as much as it pains me, I'm going to take the Browns in this game. I don't think they'll cover that 9.5. Is that where we're at? We're at 9 now. So I don't think they'll cover that 9. 42, I think we'll get there. But this should be a pretty ugly game with Pittsburgh resting all their starters. I mean, their offense was looking terrible with the starters in the game. I don't like anybody in this game. I'll keep it 100 with you.
Big shout out to Justin with the $2 super chat. Says, real talk, I got Zach Wilson winning Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2022.
Man, put some money on that now. You probably get phenomenal odds at a casino if you walked in and asked for those odds. The dude hasn't even been drafted to play in the NFL, but
Oh!
yeah,
That's facts.
he's looked
That's
good.
facts.
He's looked good.
Hey, that 20's surprise. Oh! He cut Scotty off and everything. $20.
Sounds like he's falling out of his chair or something like that.
Oh, man. I wish I had my wallet because it was like this. Here you go, sir. Here's $1 for you. Go get yourself some McDonald's. He was like, oh.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, kind sir. You remember the scene in Coming to America when Eddie Murphy was walking with her and he saw those 2 bums, and that's actually from another movie from Trading Places. Those were supposed to be the 2 dudes from Trading Places who went bankrupt at the end of the movie, but he was like, we're back. That's how the beard was looking just now when he dangled that 20 on him.
Which one do you guys like more, real quick? Which Eddie movie do you like more, Coming to America or Trading Places?
I'm gonna go Coming to America.
Coming to
And I
America.
watched it just 2 nights ago, man. That joint is classic, yo. The way he woke up is, and the morals in that movie are so good because a lot of people are so focused on getting success and getting to riches and getting all that, and then you hear the story, Biggie Smalls told you, more money, more problems. You get up there and then you're like, I didn't really want to be here. And Eddie Murphy, that's one movie that the story is the opposite. He's coming from the royalty and he really just wants a regular life. A dude waking up with, they're washing the royal and he's got a dude brushing his teeth, giving him the gargle. This dude's got elephants and stuff in the backyard. Everything is taken care of for him. He's literally got people washing him. So he just wanted a regular life, regular wife, man. It kind of shows you the balance of life, man. Everything's kind of got that balance in the universe. So I'm going to go Coming to America on that.
I was going with the devil's like a double whoa action sort of thing going on because I don't know how sold I am on Zach Wilson yet. A lot of people have been talking about him on the Washington side too. So I got to do a little bit more study. I didn't like the way that he performed in a couple of the bigger games this year. But I'm going to go watch, a lot of film this offseason. It'll be interesting. But yes, big shout outs to Mac, the Giants fan, for the $20 super chat. Great season, fellas. You guys do a tremendous job on this channel. Appreciate the great content y'all deliver. Game night was awesome last night. Look forward to y'all doing that again. Keep bringing that heat in Dub 21.
Appreciate that. Dub 21. I like that.
I've been working on some 2021, Jones.
That 2021 kind of ring like that 999.
2021?
2021?
Speaking of
2021.
45, 47.
I could probably do the auction thing.
Oh, I bet you could. But them Timisms, you'd have to find a way to get those out of the way. Tim will,
you're close.
The beard will put like 4 adjectives before one. He'll be like, I really fantastically think that this could ultimately be like a really questionable. He was trying to add as many adjectives as he can, yo. That's my man, though.
If Pittsburgh was playing all their players, I'd still might take Cleveland at -9 because Cleveland's been playing good. Pittsburgh, they've showed us nothing. I mean, they had a night. Don't get me wrong; they looked better in the second half last week against Indy, but that was the first good half of football they've played in a month. They've been playing terrible since then. Cleveland got something on the line here. People were saying, I read yesterday that Baker Mayfield's job might be in jeopardy if they lose and miss the playoffs. That's crazy to me.
Crazy
Stefanski's
talk.
got something good going on over there. I'm going to roll with Cleveland to cover that, even though 9 points is a lot. I'm going to roll with Cleveland -9 and go give me over 42. I think they're going to make a statement today.
That's what's up.
Nate wants to know if they're Timisms or Beardisms.
I don't know. I think the reseller community gave you the Timisms. We might have to give you the Beardisms.
And he hasn't been known as the Beard for that long, just about 2 years here since we started the show. And he's been talking like this since I've known the guy. And Awthentic's known him a lot longer than I've known him, but I'm pretty sure he's been doing it forever. So
I could go way. Tim used to have this laugh back in the day that used to be so funny. Like he wouldn't chuckle at all. He'd just be like, ha!
The conch.
Yo, we'd be like, what? People thought he was doing it on purpose, yo. They're like, I remember Fats used to always be like, yo, man, you need to stop doing it. You doing it on purpose, trying to get attention. Nope, that was just the Beard's laugh back in the day.
If I tried to do it, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But it's just
good,
natural.
It means it's authentic.
My laugh changes every 4 years. I don't know what else to explain to you. That's pretty wild. Look, Cleveland has to win this game. It's the pressure is on Cleveland because, if they don't make the playoffs, that's kind of a down season. The way that they've bounced back, and I think Baker Mayfield gets it done. I think Nick Chubb has a bounce back game this week. I think they find more ways to utilize Kareem Hunt. I feel like they haven't been utilizing Kareem Hunt enough as of late. So I'm expecting them to have a big game, and this is like a battle between this is a division rivalry. And Pittsburgh resting their players. I really like Cleveland to take this game. That had 9 points though. That's kind of crazy. Myles Garrett versus Mason Rudolph 2.0.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Didn't think about that.
That'll be interesting. But I think I'm gonna take Cleveland -9, and I'm gonna take the under 42.
Yeah, Cleveland should be able to handle this game. I mean, defensively, Pittsburgh will still be there, and that'll keep them in it a bit. But, I mean, Cleveland should be able to handle them. I mean, they got the running game, and offensively, I just don't see where the points are going to come from. But, I saw the sound effects for the year, man. I was telling you about that on the last show. Shout out to Chase Young. That dude just seems like he's going to be a bona fide stud, man. Love his attitude. And what's his name? Myles Garrett. He seems like a nice guy. you know, when I hear him on the field, they had a segment on the sound effects with him. And when I heard him on the field, you wouldn't think that's the same dude that, like, lost his mind in that game and took his helmet off, tried to beat him with the helmet and all that. You wouldn't think that. But maybe he just lost his cool one time. But he seems like you know how, like, when you see Aaron Donald, like, speak, you're like, well, he looks like a pretty nice gentleman.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't even seem like a bruiser.
You put that helmet on.
It's a totally different thing. So maybe you got to just turn it up when you do that. But, you know, I think he's definitely a player to watch in that game, man, especially with Mason Rudolph at quarterback. Wonder if they'll shake hands before the coin toss.
I would imagine so. I think
I would not imagine so.
I don't think so.
Right.
big shout out to Bluegrass Picker for the $5 super chat. We appreciate that. He says, love y'all. Best sports talk on YouTube. Next year, I need y'all to do some live games. That was fun. Well, guess what? We will be live tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time doing a live play-by-play reaction watch party for the Washington football team and Philadelphia Eagles game. The last game of the regular season. It's going to be wild. So make sure you guys show up tonight at 8 o'clock. Share that link out with everybody on your social media. It's going to be a party.
Yo, Awthentik might not even show up for that one. Hey, Scotty, what did you say this morning about having to be here today? Because I would rest the starters.
Hang on, it's not. I got to put the props on. I'm only here so I don't get fined. Okay?
Right.
So I don't get fined. After last night, I was like, man, it's at 11 o'clock already? I got to get back on this bad boy?
If the Giants lose at 1 o'clock, that's exactly how I'm going to be pulling up to that stream. Like, come on. Y'all going to see some lethargic, Awthentik. How can
First
we
down,
use
Washington.
those?
Don't worry, if
Awthentik
Awthentik comes in lethargic, the beard, the beard and Booms, we're going to come in 100%.
Yeah, facts. Y'all going to be hype. I already know. But we cannot see Dallas represent this division. It's no way. No way.
I think we can all agree on that. And from our first-time viewer, thank you, Brenda, for the $10 super chat. First time participating and enjoy you guys and fans chatting, so want to support. We really appreciate that, Brenda. Thank you. We hope you subscribe. This is a really fun channel, and we appreciate your support and love and watching. Hope you continue to enjoy the show. And Nick the Wick jumps in with the $1.99 super chat. I'm so hyped, and I'm not even playing.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, man.
It is going to be this is going to be, this is a Sunday. This is week 17, ladies and gentlemen. This is
Could be the last Sunday.
Can you believe it?
I cannot believe it.
And both of our teams could be playing in a home playoff game next week. Man, this is fantastic. I'm excited.
It's ridiculous.
All right, next game on the slate, those Seattle Seahawks are 11-4. They are 7-point favorites at the San Francisco 49ers, who are 6-9. The over-under is 46. Kickoff is at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Scotty Booms, tell me what you got.
Spread -7. All right, Seattle, they have something to play for. They can still clinch that first-round bye if they win. The Packers lose. They have something to play for. 49ers, other side, they do not. They're benching Trent Williams. He's not going to play today. Rookie sensation, the Beard's boy, Brandon Ayuk. He's not playing either. 7 points seems like a lot in an interdivisional game, especially with San Fran. You know, they always seem to play pretty decently against their divisional rivals. But I'm going to go with Seattle. They got something to play for. Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll motivated. That's a terrifying sight for me. I think Seattle's going to win this game big. Try to roll in the playoffs with a little bit of momentum here. So give me Seattle -7, and I'm going to go over that 46 points.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Scotty, man. Give me Seattle in this game. Definitely trying to get to that number 1 seed. That's going to be more incentive for them to ball out. But I do think you got to start George Kittle. I know he's just getting back off the injury, man. But since being back, 4 catches, 92 yards in his first game. Since week 8, he was out that long, which is kind of crazy, man. So I like George Kittle in this game. Give me the Seattle Seahawks. I think they'll cover. And 46, it's going to be tough to get there with the 49ers offense, man. And is it Beathard at quarterback again today?
Yep.
I don't like Beathard, man. So I'm going to take the under in this one.
I actually like George Kittle, too, with Beathard because they were teammates at the University of Iowa. So they have a nice little thing going there, and it was good to have him back, obviously, in that game last week. I'm going to take Seattle -7, and I'm going to take the over. Another player to look for if you want to, get some cheap options at DraftKings is wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. This is one of my sleepers of the week, Richie James. So keep your eye out on that guy today. Should be a fun matchup, NFC West. So it's going to be a wild one. Moving on to the next game of the day. The Green Bay Packers are 12-3, 4.5-point favorites at the Chicago Bears, who are 8-7. Over under is 50.5 points. Kickoff is at 4:25 p.m. 50.5 seems a little crazy. This is going to be an interesting game. Scotty Booms, tell me what you got.
Mitch Trubisky, since he's come back, Chicago's been scoring points. I think it's somewhat of a little bit overrated, a little bit too early to give him the hype. They've played a couple of terrible defenses, Detroit and Jacksonville. Green Bay, we know their defense is not their strong suit, but they do have a good defense. Jair Alexander is one of the best cornerbacks in the league. And Green Bay, they got something to play for. They can play for that top seed to get that bye. Give me Green Bay in this game, -4.5. I'm going to go over 50.5 points. Packers are hungry. Ooh. They're going to clinch this bye. I'm taking the Pack. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go. I like that. 50.5, yeah. I'm going to take the over in this game, too. And Mitchell Trubisky is definitely the reason why. Dude has been balling out, man. Last 5 games, he's got 3 total touchdowns in 3 of those 5 games. And he also has a pair of one-score games to mix it up there, man. I mean, I swear, since I had this conversation with my homie Derek Hines, who's a Bears fan, the Bears have just been balling out. Like, the Giants were on this 4-game winning streak. The Bears were on a 5-game losing streak. They haven't lost since I was talking junk to him on Facebook about it. I was like, we're in the same class, and we haven't won. So I don't know if I jinxed it. I gave him his props. I thought maybe, just to get it off my shoulders and maybe to get the Giants a win last week, I gave him his props in his own post on Facebook. That did not work out, man. I also like Jimmy Graham in this game, man. He had 2 touchdowns last week. I think he's somebody you can plug and play if you need some help at the tight end position. Tough to do that, with championships on the line here. I kind of want to pick the Bears. I'm going to keep it 100. But I think with everything riding on the line here, normally, your boy Aaron Rodgers does like to choke in big situation games like this when it gets close to the playoffs, especially in the playoffs. I see you, Beard. I can name you a couple times. One of them with Eli Manning, where he definitely choked in the playoffs. And
Corey
San Francisco,
didn't Corey Webster pick him off twice?
I believe so. And last year, don't forget, San Francisco, how they gave him the upset in the playoffs as well, too. And Raheem Mostert literally ran the rock all over them. They could not stop him. Man, you know what? It's the last week. I'm going to take the Bears in this game. Wow. I'm going to take the Bears outright. Over-under. I think we're going to get there because it's going to take a lot of points to beat the Packers. I'm going to go out there on a limb. This is going to be my sleeper pick. The Bears. Put your money on it. Authentic said so.
I like it.
Big shout out to Dylan Kraut with the $10 super chat. Says, love your channel. Here to go for a Giants dub.
Giants Nation in the building one time. Shout out my man Dylan. He was asking about the merch. The merch is coming soon, man. I'm going to definitely have you in mind for that. You'll be the first one to know, bro.
Appreciate the support and the love, Dylan. Thank you very much. Look, Green Bay against Tennessee. That was a big game for them. They showed up. They held Derrick Henry down. That defense is getting better and better. Corey Davis got shut down, held to 0 catches. This is going to be a tough game for Chicago. And Green Bay now has activated, not necessarily off the injury list, but just activated with the key and engine to A.J. Dillon. I've been waiting to see him all year long. I think that's going to be important heading into the playoffs because it gives Aaron Jones a little bit of, a little bit more rest and energy to go throughout the games. And a good running game is always going to be helpful. Aaron Rodgers has not always had a great running game. And to now have 2 potentially really good running backs on that team is kind of scary. Devontae Adams is making his case for best wide receiver in the National Football League. So I'm going to go Green Bay, -4.5. I'm also going to take the over because I do think Chicago can score some points here. David Montgomery's been on fire. Jimmy Graham, if you want to just get a real cheap tight end, somebody who might catch a touchdown or 2 in the red zone, Jimmy Graham has been really effective as of late in the red zone. So I'm going to take Jimmy Graham and might slip him in a couple of lineups for sure. So 63 in the chat. Thank you guys very much for joining us. We appreciate it. We're going to move on to the next game. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence's are 1-14 at the Indianapolis Colts, who are 10-5. The Colts are 14-point favorites. The over-under is 49.5. This game kicks off at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Authentic, tell me what you got.
want to say these two teams haven't seen each other since week 1. I might be wrong on that.
Yep.
But,
I think so, yeah.
Phillip
right.
Rivers had 2 interceptions in that game, but he did put up a lot of yards. I think that the Colts are going to win this game, but that 14 is probably a little bit too high. I don't think they'll cover that. 49.5. I'm going to take the under in this one, man. The Jacksonville Jaguars have been terrible. It's crazy to see the fall off from when Gardner Minshew was at the top of his game with that team. You thinking they're on the up, and then all of a sudden he's getting benched for no reason. I don't like a lot of players in this game. Maybe the young boy from Indianapolis, the running back Jonathan Taylor, and that's about it.
Entertainer
Shout out
stopped
Entertainer.
in. What's going
up,
on?
brother? Killed it last
Entertainer
night,
in the
man.
building.
Five for 5 in his trivia questions, I believe. He was murdered.
Giants Nation in the building one time. Y'all already know, man. You probably already subbed up to the man Entertainer, but if you're not, make sure you go sub up to the Entertainer Talking Sports, man. That's the best play-by-play in Giants Nation, maybe on the whole internet. That's my guy, man. Salute the Entertainer. Got us the dub yesterday. Team Awthentic in a game night versus the Beard and the Bums.
Shout out to
Close
Johan
game,
Chin with the $4.99 super chat. Game night was awesome. Would love if there was a way to get some of the fans on. Great as always, fellas. Keep it up.
So the way we're doing it, man, I saw on my Twitter that people were selling invitations to the Clubhouse app, which is very sleazy. We're going to be selling spots to Awthentic and The Beard's game night at $500 a pop. It's like, nah,
We're
just
going to
playing, man.
sleaze it up, too.
Man,
Yeah.
people always
You
find
said
a way to
Bitcoin.
ruin a good thing.
I know. I
with
saw
their
that's
Clubhouse
like,
stuff.
That's like selling. What are you selling? You selling invitations to an app? That is just ridiculous because Clubhouse has been trying to keep their app pretty exclusive to entrepreneurs, content creators, and things like that, which that's ridiculous. But we're definitely thinking about having fans on. Maybe we do just a straight up people from the chat versus people from the chat kind of vibe one of these days. But we're still in the works of seeing how we're going to implement the next couple game nights, man. But the first one was a hit. I loved it.
You know what would be kind of interesting if so you brought on two people, right? You ask a question, the winner stays on, the loser goes, and then you bring somebody else on and see who can last through the most questions.
Yeah, winner stays on. That'd be dope. That'd be super dope right there.
Kind of interesting. So
That was my favorite way to play basketball back in the day when you had one ball and too many people. Just do one-on-ones all the way. Let's go. Score,
Yeah, I used to stay on that court at OT a whole lot.
Hey, one time. Indianapolis, man, they could win this game and miss the playoffs with 11 victories. If Miami and Cleveland both pull off their upsets, Indianapolis could be 11-5 sitting at home, which is absurd since Awthentic was mentioning that somebody from the NFC East could theoretically go to the playoffs with 6 wins after today. So you got to feel bad for them, but you got to respect Indianapolis. Because they need help from other teams, I think they are going to handle their business. 14.5 is not near enough for me, or 14, whatever it is. I think Indianapolis is going to destroy the Jaguars today, 45-10, something like that. So give me them to cover that 14.5. I'm going to go under the 49.5, though. I don't see Jacksonville putting up more than maybe 12 points in this game. So even though I think Indy's going to score a bunch, I don't know if Jacksonville's going to match them on that. Give me Indianapolis minus 14.5 and under the 49.5.
I love Jonathan Taylor in this game. I think Jonathan Taylor is going to have another monster game. He has been balling out every week for the last few weeks and has played well for a majority of the season, even when they were literally just rotating 3 running backs every week. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do next year. They got a stable of running backs. Everybody forgets about Marlon Mack because he's been hurt all year. But I love Jonathan Taylor today. I also like Michael Pittman Jr.
You've liked Michael Pittman Jr. all year long.
Yeah.
He's been up and down, though.
He's been up and down. He's been up and down. I think a lot of this down lately, too, though, has come because Pascal's been playing really well lately, and T.Y. Hilton has finally turned it on in the last 5 weeks or so.
Yeah, T.Y. looking like a number one again.
Jacksonville side, there's no James Robinson again, which is kind of unfortunate. I wanted to see him, get some more stats for an undrafted, rookie free agent. I like Laviska Shenault to continue playing well. He's had 6+ targets in 5 straight games, including one game where he had 11 targets. So I that's why I'm just, you want people that are going to get the ball, whether it's volume or targets. So I'm looking for him to have another big game. 14 points. I'm going to take Jacksonville plus 14. I'm going to take the over 49.5.
It wouldn't be a parlay if we didn't hear the Beard say Laviska Shenault at least one time.
Straight up, man.
time.
He's coming off some decent games though. He's got 5 catches,
Right.
6 catches, only 1 touchdown in his last 3 games. But he's he had that real lull in the middle of the season there.
Yeah, and you got to remember, he's really inexpensive on DraftKings. So like if you're spending up a lot of money on a Derrick Henry or a Devontae Adams, and you need somebody to kind of throw in there for a cheaper option, Laviska Shenault is definitely one of those guys. And another guy who I'll talk about in this next game, Kansas City Chiefs, 14-1 at the Los Angeles Chargers, who are 6-9. The Chargers are 5.5-point favorites, which is insane. And this game kicks off Sunday at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you that don't know, the Kansas City Chiefs will be sitting all of their starters. I'm going to start with Mr. Scotty Booms. Tell me what you got, Booms.
That -5.5 is not too crazy. This is an Andy Reid type thing. When he was in Philly and they were winning division titles 4 in a row, as we learned last night on the trivia show, this is what he would do. He would rest his guys. He doesn't care about taking a loss going into the playoffs. He'd rather be healthy, go in full strength. I think the 5.5 is legit, and I'm going to take the Chargers to actually cover that 5.5. Anthony Lynn, he's been a much beleaguered coach this year. Some people like him, some people don't. He might be playing for his job today. Pulling out a win against Kansas City would be a nice job for that. And then Justin Herbert, we can't forget the kid, rookie quarterback over there in L.A. I just want to say San Diego, over in L.A. If he has a nice game today, I think he's due for Offensive Rookie of the Year award. I don't know about you boys, but I like L.A., what they're playing for today, and the Chiefs, they're not going to have the guys out there without that top-end talent. I'm going to go with the Chargers to cover that 5.5 and give me over the... What's the over-under? I don't see it on the ticker.
I had 44. I had 44.
44.
Yeah.
I'll go over 4. That doesn't seem like... That's great. 44. That's nuts. Definitely over that, for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'll take the over as well in this game. I mean, offensively... For the Chargers, this is going to be strange. I mean, no Keenan Allen, but I think that boosts Mike Williams' stock, so he's a guy you might want to play in this game. What else do I like about this game? I'll tell you what. This is another thing I actually just saw from Adam Schefter just a little while ago. Anthony Lynn, that's the Chargers head coach, right?
Yeah.
So day one starters have missed 109 games for them this year. So that's what he has had to overcome. They've had a lot of injuries over there. I still think he's a good coach. I know a lot of people talking he's on a hot seat and he's probably going to be fired this year. I don't know if you want to jump the gun on that. I mean, he did put in this quarterback. I mean, Tyrod Taylor did get his lung punctured, but he did show you that this rookie quarterback can ball out in this system. I'd maybe give him a little bit more time. I don't know how long he's been over there. It's been 2 years, I think, now. I think you might be jumping the gun. Continuity is a big thing. You see it in basketball with the New York Knicks, man. Just keep switching parts, moving people, and you can never get a good team. You can never get wins like that. So as far as this game goes, I think I'm going to take the Chargers outright to just win this game.
I like it. I'm not mad at you at all.
Chiefs resting everybody on offense. I mean, that it's just going to be tough with this backup quarterback. It's Henny coming in today. I don't know if he was the guy who started last time Patrick Mahomes had to sit out, but he whoever the backup was in that game balled out. I do remember that. But without a lot of the wide receiver help in this one, I don't know if guys like Mecole Hardman are going to be able to get it done. So give me the Chiefs outright in this game, and I'll take the over.
Chiefs or Chargers?
I'm sorry, Chargers. Sorry. Thank you. Appreciate you for correcting me on that.
Good pick, though. I like your pick. Good the Beard. Take the Chiefs.
No, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we got to fly too.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I'll take the Chiefs plus the 5.5. Mecole Hardman Jr., that's who I was going to talk about at wide receiver, who is going to be one of those very cheap options to plug in at DraftKings today. I like Austin Eckler and Mike Williams on the Los Angeles side. No Keenan Allen today. So another low-price wide receiver you might want to take a look at is Guyton. That's Guyton. So keep your eye on that guy.
Guyton?
Yeah, but I say it a little different because it might be French.
His mom might be watching too, though, so get his name correct. It's Guyton.
How do I know that's his name?
That's the number one way to disrespect somebody is when you can't say their name right.
Are you sure that's how you say it? Guyton?
No.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's Guyton.
Okay,
he said, "I'm pretty sure." Neither one of them are sure.
Just like
trust him on the enunciation
Jake
of the last
Luton.
names.
That's how it goes. Next up on the slate is going to be the New Orleans Saints, who are 11-4. They are 6-point favorites at the Carolina Panthers, who are 5-10. The over-under is 47.5. Kickoff is at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Authentic, tell me what you got.
This is another game I don't like nobody in. Like, what the Carolina Panthers did against Washington really showed me that offense is not ready. Teddy Bridgewater is not the guy. I like the weapons they have at wide receiver. No Samuel this week, but DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson could get it done. Mike Davis, I'm just not sold on anything about this game except, Alvin Kamara's not even playing, so there's that for the Saints. I'll take the Saints to win this game. I think they'll cover 47.5. Is that where we're at? Yeah, 47.5. I think we're going to get there.
Shout out Matt Rule, head coach for Carolina. We know they had up and down season. Bridgewater's probably not going to be the guy going forward. He's not really that young, and he's limited in what he can do. There's 4 Carolina players that have eclipsed 900 scrimmage yards on the year. So they might have something going over there. Not this year, maybe into next year. And that's not including Christian McCaffrey, who is obviously their best player overall. So if Matt Rule can keep this continuity going, watch out for Carolina in the next couple years. I am going to pick Carolina in this game at +6. Divisional matchups, I like them. The Saints, it's only been a couple weeks with Breeze back. They're not fully rolling yet. Kamara, I believe, is not iffy, but he's injured or something. He's got something going on. So he's not going to be a full go, maybe.
COVID for Kamara, right?
Yeah, the entire running back room is out for the Saints.
Yeah, so with that said, give me Panthers +6 and give me under that 47.5. I see a low-scoring game here.
I'm gonna take the Saints -6. I think they'll still find a way to get it done. I will take the over 47.5. And everybody knows Ty Montgomery is going to be the guy to play for fantasy for the New Orleans Saints because they don't have anybody else to carry the ball. Maybe even some Taysom Hill if you can finagle that in any sort of situation.
You can't take that risk right now, though, in fantasy. You can't take that risk.
Well, if you're playing daily fantasy, you can put Ty Montgomery in there. At running back, he's going to cost you next to nothing. And he's probably
the bargain. The Beard's bargains. I got a new logo coming soon. The Beard's bargains.
I like it.
Because every player he talk about, it's about how cheap he is. He's a bargain.
You gotta have those bargain plays in order to get the big guns in. You know what I'm saying? That's just how the game works. And you want to have somebody that he's probably going to be heavily owned though because he's so cheap. So that it's like a win-loss situation. But we'll see. It'll be interesting. Hopefully everybody will be back next week.
Simon said, Ty Montgomery's still in the league? I thought the same thing. I was like, I hadn't heard that guy's name since Green Bay.
Right?
I didn't know he still
that was the
88
worst.
At running back.
He took it out when they told him not to, man. Oh, that was the worst.
That was it for
that
him.
Green Bay game was so bad. Next up, Arizona Cardinals fighting for playoffs. 8-7, 2.5-point favorites at the Los Angeles Rams. 9-6, who are fighting for playoffs. Their over/under is 40.5. Kickoff is at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's no Jared Goff. The guy who's playing quarterback for the Rams, he looks like a Sean Penn, Johnny Manziel combination in the grill area. But that's about all I know about him. So, Authentic, tell me what you got.
Cooper Kupp's going to be out with COVID-19 in this game. So if I'm the backup quarterback, I'm going to be targeting Robert Woods all day long. So I like him as a fantasy start in this game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, too. So 40.5, I think we're definitely going to get there. I think we'll get far beyond that, to be honest. Even with the Rams having a backup quarterback, Jared Goff doesn't impress me anyway. It doesn't even matter to me. But I'll take the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Cardinals to win this game, though. Yeah, give me the Cardinals. I think they're going to win by 2 scores, too.
Over, under 45? You said over?
Over 45. Well over.
Oh, 45. Okay. No good.
40.5.
No, 40.5, right. No Jared Goff, no Cooper Kupp. The name the Beard was searching for there was John Wolford.
Woodford or Warford?
I believe it's Wolford. I think there's an L in there in the middle. Either way, I've seen some snaps of this dude. I watched a little bit of him this morning just trying to pull it up because I didn't even recognize his name at all. He's going to be all right. The dude can sling the ball a little bit. With that being said, I'm still going to take the Cardinals. They're hot and cold. The Rams, I think, have the best defense in football right now. Saints and Steelers have taken a little bit of a back seat. So that, the Rams might struggle to score some points. But the Cardinals, they're so hot and cold this year. It's tough for me to pick them in anything. So I'm going to go... Oh, man, I just switched up 3 times in 9 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams. I'm taking the Rams plus 2.5 and give me over that 40.5.
All right.
No confidence in that, to be honest with you guys.
Everybody pretty much laid out everything right there. Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins are going to have a monster game. Bottom line. I do think that Arizona will win, but I think they're going to end up winning by 1 point. So I'm going to take the Rams plus 2.5. I'm going to take the over 40.5. Josh Reynolds, wide receiver for the Los Angeles Rams. Since no Cooper Kupp, that's somebody that you might want to look out for. Apparently, they're going to try and play Cam Akers today. So that's something else you want to keep an eye out. And also the Malcolm Brown situation at running back for the Los Angeles Rams. This would be a good game. It's unfortunate that they don't have, everybody doesn't have their top players for this game because this is a division game for a playoff spot. So, you'd like to see the best of the best. But this is 2021. It's like 2021, but it's still kind of 2020. You can't say that anymore, which is killing me. I can't just blame everything on 2020 because it's 2021 now. But there's this carryover. So, we'll see where we go. Las Vegas Raiders, 7-8, 2.5-point favorites at the Denver Broncos, who are 5-10. I don't know why, but the over/under is 51 points in this game. Kickoff is at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mr. Booms, tell me what you got.
Las Vegas Raiders, we hardly knew you. You guys started out the season so good. We thought you'd be seeing you in the playoffs. Now you're just scraping to get back to 8-8. I'm still going to take you at -2.5. Drew Lock, not sold on the guy. Second-year quarterback, but he makes some decisions where he knows it's going to be a 50-50 ball, and he decides to throw it anyway, and he does it week after week after week after week. The Raiders' defense isn't good, but if you give them chances like Drew Lock continues to do against opposing defenses, they're going to make some plays. Give me the Raiders -2.5. I'm going to take over the 51 points. I see some pick sixes, some defensive touchdowns in this game.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Give me the Raiders -2.5. And 51, I'm actually going to take the under in this game. This is interesting. Nelson Aguilar is the best wide receiver for the Raiders. Come on. What does that say about the rest of that core, man? What's the rookie Henry Ruggs? You got Hunter Renfrow. They got to step it up. When Nelson Aguilar is your number one wide receiver, something is not right. You remember the memes with that bricks on the hands and all that, man? He was dropping big passes, what was that, 2 years ago with Philadelphia. But, he has made some big plays. You saw the big play made in that last game. It's unfortunate to see the Raiders get knocked out the way they did, man. I was really feeling for the homie Lalo, who's a Raiders fan, been a lifetime Raiders fan. And they were on the sideline damn near celebrating their berth. And to lose and be knocked out like that, that's pretty terrible. I think Melvin Gordon is maybe a running back or flex you could possibly use, but not playing all that well. I had him on my fantasy league or on my fantasy team, and I have not played a game in 2 weeks. So that says a lot about that. He's got 60 or more yards in 4 consecutive games, though. That's pretty decent at running back. But like I said, I'm agree with my man Scotty Booms, who has a new name as of last night. What was it?
Yeah, Spiffy Booms.
Spiffy Booms. So when we get to suit, we're Spiffy Booms. I'll take the Raiders -2.5 in this one. As far as 51, we're not going to get there.
Oh, man. Baller is a baller. Definitely look for him to have another crazy game. I think this game might actually be a shootout. I'm going to take the over 51. I'm going to take the Broncos +2.5. I think Drew Lock and Jerry Jeudy had a really rough game last week. I think he had 6 or 7 drops. I really liked, it was bad. So I liked, and he went and faced the media and talked about it. And I think
6 or 7 drops. Good Lord.
Yeah, it was a really bad
situation.
Yes, it was really bad. He had some good plays though too, but he had one of those days, man. So I think he's gonna have a.
I know, right? Came in hungover or something. What's going on?
Sorry, Coach. I
might be exaggerating a little bit. You guys know I do that. But I'm looking for a bounce back game for Jerry Jeudy. I'm gonna take the Broncos +2.5. And I'm going to take the over at 50.
Don't put your fantasy hopes on that boy Drew Lock. Don't do it. That boy no good.
Yeah, I drafted him as my quarterback in 3 of my leagues this year.
That boy no good.
The way he looked last year, we all had high hopes for him here on Authentic and The Beard.
He's had a couple of good games.
Man.
He's like a poor man's Jay Cutler. You just got to give him a little bit more, time. He had the
you
injury
need to give
set
him a little bit more weapons. That's what he
the
need
injury
over
set
there.
him back a little bit, and they were reluctant on letting KJ Hamler out the bag, and then he got hurt. So I think with KJ Hamler, Cortland Sutton, and Jerry Jeudy with a full offseason, I think they're going to be somebody to keep your eye on.
They need to
year.
make a move more badly at wide receiver than the Giants do. That wide receiver core has no identity, and that's why Noah Fant has been the go-to target for Drew Lock for the most part of this year. But I just don't like their weapons. If I'm a GM over there, I'm addressing that wide receiver position, or I'm getting myself a new quarterback.
I hope not. Second to last game of the day. This is the last game of the day.
Did we get what game are you about to go to?
Washington.
Did we get Titans Texans out the way?
We didn't.
Did we
Just
not?
making sure before you jump the gun on your boys.
Oh, I did skip that. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. It would not be the parlay without one beard mess up. I was saving. I kind of wanted to jump into this game because this game is probably going to be one of the better games to look for daily fantasy sports. This is the Tennessee Titans, 10-5, 7-point favorites at the Houston Texans, who are 4-11. The over/under is a whopping 56 points. Kickoff is at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mr. Awthentik, what do you have?
You talked about Corey Davis, no catches last week, but I think if you got him on your team, man, he's a guy you probably want to start. He's got 5 games with 100-plus receiving yards. A.J. Brown's also been balling out. That guy's a touchdown machine, man. That's the kind of wide receiver I'm looking for in New York right there to pair with a few others. Deshaun Watson, Deshaun Watson is definitely a unicorn, okay? He's probably the best quarterback right now with the worst record. And I just think it's unfortunate how I saw somebody calling Bill O'Brien B.O.B. I was like, B.O.B.? I had to figure that one out. But he tried to ruin your boy Deshaun Watson's career, speaking of coming to America. And Deshaun Watson is facing a defense this week that is 5th worst to quarterbacks in the Titans. Titans defense has fell off in the past couple years here. But I'm going to take the Texans in this game. Titans were favored by 7, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Texans to just beat them outright in this game. 56, I believe. I think we'll get there. I do think we'll get there. And David Johnson could be another good play in this game. He's coming off his first 100-yard game of the season last week.
We got our Texans insider here, Chernock. He said you can go ahead and skip my Texans. They are done. J.J. Watt, he had that great speech last week, but, it was a good speech. It was inspiring, but Chernock might be right there. It kind of tells us that in the locker room, it seems like they've quit. That defense is not good. They've made Mitch Trubisky and Brandon Allen look like Hall of Famers the last couple weeks. We know Ryan Tannehill and company over in Tennessee a little bit better than those quarterbacks. So Tennessee's going to put up a ton of points. Deshaun Watson, though, balling out. And like Awthentik just mentioned, Tennessee's defense is nothing to write home about either. I don't think that, what's the over-under, 56? I don't think that's near enough. This could be a 40-something type game. I'm going to take Tennessee to cover that -7. I'm going to go over the 56. Tennessee's going to close out their regular season with a big win here today.
Hey, and listen real quick. I know a lot of people like to use Deshaun Watson as like the model for quarterback, right? But quarterback will not solve all your problems. Entering into this draft, I think GMs need to know that. A lot of fans be talking about, we got to get our guy, we got to get our guy. But if you get your guy and you don't got the right weapons around him, you're going to see a quarterback fail. And Deshaun Watson, he has pretty decent weapons around him, even without DeAndre Hopkins. Brandon Cooks has had a pretty fantastic year for a guy, of that caliber. And Will Fuller was doing a fantastic job before, he got suspended for the year, I believe it is. But, Deshaun Watson is in struggle mode. That team has 4 wins. The Giants got more wins than them, and I feel like our weapons on the offensive side of the ball are a lot worse, but defensively, we definitely make up a better defense. So I heard Bad Dog talking about Deshaun Watson. He's like, look at Deshaun Watson, but Bad Dog, that's my guy, 100%. But Deshaun Watson only got 4 wins on the season. So I don't care where you at. Weapons are more important than the quarterback. You can have a serviceable quarterback with the right weapons, and he'll get it done. I think Tennessee is the model for that on offense, and that might show in this game. But I got to pick my Texans. I got to pick the Texans in this game.
That's a good, real quick, DeBeard. That's good what you're talking about. When you're doing a rebuild, it's not always a great idea to start with your quarterback and then build around him. Detroit and Houston both try to do that. Big name quarterbacks, above average guys, give them big deals. Defenses aren't good. Skill position players are lacking. That's not a great way to do it. Tennessee, they had a defense. They had a run game. Went and got Tannehill last year, and now, they're a perennial 10, 11, 12-win team.
Yep, and you saw what happened with Tannehill with Miami. Miami thought we don't have the quarterback, and they couldn't re-sign him. I know it came around that time where they're just like, we can't re-sign him, but I mean, that's what it is. In the NFL, the best quarterback in the NFL right now has the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL right now probably have the 2 best weapons. Outside of D-Hop, you got Tyreek Hill over there in Kansas City, and then you got Devontae Adams in Green Bay. So it's like you got to have at least that guy. And if we're talking about unicorns, Aaron Rodgers has been the unicorn OG veteran that you could look towards as the guy who's literally been the best quarterback when it comes to a skill set, but you still need great weapons around him, put the right running backs around him. I'm never one to be thinking like trade away your playmakers. They had a little bit of debate about CMC and Saquon Barkley and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, those are guys you make sure. If you're trying to win games within the next year, those are guys you need to make sure stay with those teams. And Carolina's got big weapons over there. I do think they need to address the quarterback position, but they go hand in hand. One hand washes the other in this kind of situation. If you got a good quarterback, you're going to need good weapons to be around him and vice versa.
100%.
All right. I'm going to take the Texans +7. I think Tennessee wins, but I think Texans will cover. I'm going to take the over. I mean, there's players all over the field for you to choose from. Awthentik mentioned Johnson, Cooks, Kute, Kiki's another one that you might want to plug and play. Atkins at tight end for Houston. On the Tennessee side, you got A.J. Brown, Derrick Henry. So there's a lot of weapons here. Deshaun Watson, Tannehill. I think this is going to be an exciting game to watch. So just pick, play, plug, roll, rock. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. All right, the game that we've all been waiting for.
Hey, week 17, you cannot do this. You cannot do this. We're going to ban you. You cannot do this. I'm sorry. You just can't do that.
Oh, is that a Giants fan too?
You can't do that week 17, bro. Sorry, bro. We getting this W. And even if I don't think we getting this W, I think we getting this W.
Maybe it's reverse. Maybe it's reverse psychology.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I don't like the way that's looking.
Look at Waterfly in here using the Awthentik. He said Beard huffing again. I see Awthentik in all those Giant chats. Man, this X and X is off that huff.
Yeah, always. That's the only explanation for some of the wild stuff I see people say. Hey, man, you got to be smoking some serious huff.
Oh,
that's my
man.
guy. I love it.
And then you give them that 20, and they're like, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. It's the time we've all been waiting for.
No.
The Washington football team.
Hey, I'll be right back. Hey, and I have capability to mute the Beard's audio, too, so let me just mute the Beard. Let's just skip this game, man.
Oh, man. The Washington football team is 6-9. They are 4-point favorites at the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 4-10-1. The over-under is 43.5. Kickoff is at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. We will be live starting at 8 o'clock doing the play-by-play reaction watch party to this game. It could determine who wins. It will determine who wins the NFC East title. So it's going to be a fun one. I'm not going to give you any plays in this game because I'm just worried about the game itself. Washington will have Alex Smith starting. Antonio Gibson will be playing. Terry McLaurin will be playing. How much and how long they'll all play is still to be determined. But I am going to go with my Washington football team to cover, to win. And I will also... I'm going to take the under 43.5.
Yo, the Beard will make your brain lean. Like, just,
I gotta give you the little bit of the anticipation edge of your seat. Shout out to Dylan Kraut for the $10 super chat. Says Giants Nation, love you. Appreciate
all you
that,
Giants
Dylan.
fans, you can keep super chatting. This money's not going to save you guys today, man. Y'all need some football field help too. We'll see.
Nah, shout out Dylan, man. Giants Nation in the building. That was a crazy one to highlight right there.
That was an accident.
I don't know
Of
why
all
you
the
picked
comments
that
today,
one,
that's the one you picked me. Come on,
I kind of agree with him on that.
Chat jumped a little.
You
Talking
added
about
little
strip
fans
clubs.
there.
Talking about strip club stories, right? Authentic.
Right. This boy highlighted the craziest chat in the whole chat, the whole day. Everything he said the parlay ain't done without at least one mess up from the Beard. That was the mess up.
You
The first
nailed
one
it.
wasn't a mess up.
That
For your
wasn't
own
me,
team,
though. That
too.
was the chat did a little jump, too.
That was you. That was you. I always wait to make sure that chat ain't scrolling on me or you ain't double clicking one on me to make sure what I'm highlighting is right.
Big shout out to Johan Chin with a 9999 cent super chat. Washington, we are not here to take part. We are here to take over. Let's go.
Sounds
I'm
good.
with it.
70
I'm with it.
people in the chat right now.
Definitely think Washington's going to win this football game. But if you're going to give me 4 points, I'm going to take Philly at +4 because I don't think Washington is going to outscore anybody by a significant margin. So I will take Philly +4, but don't mistake that as me picking Philly to win. I think Washington's going to win this game, clinch the division, clinch Alex Smith getting comeback player of the year over 43.5 points is how I'm feeling. I don't want to say too much else. I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, I'm going to go over the 43.5 for sure. I think we're going to get there in this game. The one player to definitely keep your eyes on is Jalen Hurts, man. This dude's been balling out in a couple losses. He's got 2 games of over 400 total yards. I mean, that says enough right there about the kid. And I think with the more experience he gets, he's gonna learn how to take care of the ball a little bit more. Last week you had the fluke fumble turnover, which I don't think we need to even add that to his statistics. But he did have the 2 interceptions early in that game. No Miles Sanders, that's gonna hurt. Washington, am I hearing no Logan Thomas, or is he gonna be in this game? I saw some about him questionable. I'm not 100%, so don't quote me on that. But I'm taking Philadelphia in this game. I don't see why Washington is favored in this game. I think this game should have probably just been even, or maybe Philadelphia by 1. But give me Philadelphia, and I think it's going to be convincing. I think they're going to win by 2 scores Sunday night, and Washington football is going to get knocked out. I just hope it's not the Cowboys that's left over when it's Sunday night football happening here. My Giants and Giants Nation can get into the playoffs.
Dylan with the $2 super chat says game time soon. Indeed, Dylan, indeed.
Indeed. Philly's resting a lot of their best players, which is, one reason I feel confident for Washington. Full strength against Philly, I wouldn't be, but no Fletcher Cox. A lot of guys aren't going to be out there for Philadelphia. Washington's going to roll to victory today.
Yeah, 9 players inactive I saw from their starters, which that's kind of crazy.
And the last game we are looking at today is the Dallas Cowboys, who are 6-9. They are 1-point favorites at the New York Giants, who are 5-10. The over-under is 44.5. Kickoff is in approximately 32 minutes. Authentic?
Go to Scotty first on this one, man.
Scotty Booms,
I got to hype up Giants Nation,
man. Tell me what you got,
I mean?
Scotty Booms.
We know Dallas coming in, 3-game win streak. Andy Dalton's making quick decisions, make the offensive line look good. On the flip, though, that's not going to benefit them against the New York Giants. New York Giants play a very disciplined zone defense, so getting the ball out quick, that's not going to be the answer for Dallas today. I do like the way Dallas has been playing. I think New York's got more heart. They got more to play for today. Well, they have equal amounts to play for, but I like that locker room more. Dallas is just coming into their own. The Giants, even though they've suffered a string of losses here, Joe Judge is keeping that ship very, very tight. So if it's only going to be a 1-point spread, I'm going to take the Giants in this football game. I'm going to go over that 44.5 points. I've been wanting to see a G-Man offensive explosion. Today's the day. They're going to put up 35 points.
Not bad. Beard, go ahead.
I think the Giants will. I'll take the Giants +1. I will take the under 44 and
Almost, Scotty. Almost.
I'll take the under 44.5.
Under 44.5. I like where Scotty's going with this one, man. Giants Nation, y'all stand up. We in the building one time. We got to get this W. At least take care of our half of the business. You know what I'm saying? And I just think, man, Jason Garrett, there's going to be a microscope on this guy today. If you cannot take deep shots and throw the ball down the field on this Dallas Cowboys defense, I'm going to be super upset. We need to get the ball also back into Wayne Gallman's hands and get that train running. I talked about this last week, man, and they did not commit to the run, man. We got to commit to this run. It's very important to get the Wayne train going. Get that man the carries early. Stop waiting to the second half to try to rely on this run when we're down a couple scores here. I don't think that'll be the case in this game versus the Dallas Cowboys. Very hard game to pick, I think, for other people, not for me. Maybe your boy Chris 244 might have a problem picking this game right now. He picked the Cowboys to win this game 23 to whatever he said. But, man,
he changed his pick.
He better have changed his pick. I told him I was going to ban him. You get banned. You can't pick against the Giants week 17. Everything riding on the line. 5-10. Don't it sound good? Let's get this. let's get the 6-10. Take this division. Have another home game that'll be back-to-back. But here at home, Giants got to take care of Dallas. I do think this was a difficult one to pick for other fans out there because Cowboys are coming into this game so hot. Giants are coming in this game kind of on a low here, not playing too great. But today, we going Giants Nation, man. Daniel Jones, I want to see you. Last game of the season, do it big, bro. Do it big. Put this team on your back. Let Giants Nation know that you are the quarterback moving forward, man. And Giants should come out of this with a W. And I got Washington football losing. That'll be my Giants in the playoffs starting next week.
Division winner. We'll see.
Yes, sir.
We'll see.
Man, it's going to be a crazy day of football. We want to thank everybody who tuned in this day, the last day of the regular season. There's 76 people watching right now across all the platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Periscope. Thank you guys for the love and the support. We hope everybody's team wins, but not everybody's team can win. Don't forget, we're live tonight at 8 o'clock here at Awthentik and The Beard, doing the live play-by-play reaction watch party for the Washington football team and Philadelphia Eagle football game. The division is on the line. Enjoy your Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Scotty Booms!
Thank you guys so much for coming out last night for trivia. Thanks again for tuning in early morning parlay, our last regular season parlay of the season. It's been a fun, great new segment. I'm glad we brought this in this year. You guys have been supportive since day one. Hope your team wins today. I'm not concerned about anybody else. I know if my team wins, I'm in. I'm feeling good about that. Let me kick it over to Awthentik real quick.
Hey, you definitely right about that, Scotty. It's been a fantastic year. So this is the final show of the regular season. We definitely going to continue to give y'all some playoff coverage and some off-season coverage. It's going to be real dope, man. But, yo, Giants Nation, let's just finish out, man. Let's finish strong. I want to say last year was 5 wins on the books as well, too. We got to get over that hump, man. I want to see this team back in full effect, man. Daniel Jones, let's go out here and get this W, man. Put this team on your back. Play loose. Play confident. You ain't got another week to look forward to. You could throw some interceptions. You can make some mistakes. Go out here and sling that football. Put the women and children to bed, except the women that are Giants fans like Sabrina, like a bunch of others, man. Yo, it is time to get this W. Giants Nation, man. Let's go out here and get it, man. Get ourselves a playoff berth. Put these young boys in position next year, man.
Yay, real quick, Waterfly, our bet, man, it's going to be off, I'm assuming, because Alex Smith is starting. I don't know. If you still want to keep that bet, I will take that bet because I don't know if Heineke's going to get a snap today. But we'll talk about it tonight, I guess, before kickoff if you're in the live stream. Thanks again for tuning into the parlay. We'll see you guys tonight, 8 o'clock. Washington football team live against the Philadelphia Eagles. Have a great Sunday. Hope your team does well. Don't drink too much because we're going to be going late tonight. Have a beautiful day. See you guys tonight. Best division in football. Peace out. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, happy birthday to Eli Manning. Send some vibes to my man Daniel Jones one time. Giants Nation, stand up. Let's go.